Welcome to KBW, and this is your Smackdown review for last night's episode, the go-home show before SummerSlam. Obviously, as Peppa mentioned, we're doing these separate because we have other things that are going on during the week, this week, and next few weeks, probably another month or so, even not more. So this is how we're going to do it. Let us know how you like it. Hit that subscribe button, notification bell, thumbs up. If not, comment down below. Tell us what you want to talk about, what we're missing out here. As you can see, I'm doing it from the car. While Peppa has his whole setup, I don't got any of that stuff. It's all at the studio with him. So I get to do this randomly in the middle of my workday to review last night's Smackdown. Before I get into that, I wanted to give my prayers and condolences to the victims of the mass shootings over this past weekend in El Paso, Texas, and Dayton, Ohio. Shame that something like this happened, but my thoughts and prayers go out to them. Also, thoughts and prayers to Harley Race and his family, as he had passed away over the weekend as a wrestling icon and legend himself. So, now that we've gotten through all of that, get on to something a little less lighter and not as serious with the mass shootings. Let's jump into SmackDown here. So we started SmackDown with Charlotte Flair coming out, and she does a spiel of, "This is me, I'm the best. Trish Stratus, you're just a mama driving a minivan, and you basically dropped out when it was at the peak because you couldn't handle it. Because WWE was at their peak with the women's division, you just ran scared like a little baby, basically." So just, hey, come see let's show my highlights over the years. I talk about Trish Stratus being a 9-time women's champion or 7-time women's champion or whatever. One of my things, well, unlike you, Charlotte, Trish had to earn that, but that's beside the point. So she goes, let's show my highlights. And they start showing Charlotte, maybe one clip, two clips, but then you hear Trish Stratus' music, ha ha ha, she comes in with her laugh, and boom, it shows a bunch of Trish Stratus highlights and her winning the women's title as many times as she did. So we jumped into that, and then she comes out. Trish Stratus is out and is talking and is like, you know what, Charlotte, you want to keep talking? Well, I did all this, I still did all this when it was coming to its peak. You wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for me, because it came to its peak because of me, and all this other stuff she was saying. So it was great to see that. And then at the end, which I was shocked at, Trish Stratus slapped Charlotte Flair. That wasn't the shocking part, because I think she deserved it. Shocking that Charlotte Flair didn't slap her back, or hit her back, or the fight broke out. That's where I was a little confused. Like, wait, you took the slap but didn't fight back? I was a little taken back by that. But that was just neither here nor there. I was just like, but she walked away. Trish Stratus stood tall at the end of the day, and it was another great way to end that feud, or end that feud on SmackDown, to continue it to SummerSlam on Sunday. So then we get into, this was, I'm trying to remember, because I don't have my notes. I left my notes somewhere else. Man, whose match was this? Oh, Dolph Ziggler. That's right, it was Ziggler's match. So Ziggler pops out. But first, phrase that. Goldberg's music plays. The fans go crazy again. I'm like, man, Ziggler got him again. And sure enough, I was right. Ziggler pops out. They go back to the Goldberg thing. He's in his dressing room. They knock on the door. He jumps out. He goes this thing like Goldberg used to do. Which, again, I'm a big fan of Goldberg. So I'm excited for the match at SummerSlam with Goldberg and Dolph. He comes out with his rah and da-da-da-da. Especially with Rey Mysterio. Comes out just like Goldberg does his whole thing. Rey comes out. He attacks Rey. Beats the living hell out of him. So he can't get up off the floor. He knocks him into the barrier. He's down on the ground. Ali comes to rescue him. Looks at Dolph. Runs after Dolph. They fight. And then they make it into an official match after the commercial break. And Ali gets super kicked. Dolph wins. Dolph's looking like a big hero right now. Back-to-back super kicks. He takes out two legends in Rey and Shawn Michaels. But then Shawn Michaels got his redemption. And now he's taking on Goldberg. Do they push Ziggler, or are they dropping Goldberg off? I don't know. I'm a big Goldberg fan, so I'm excited to see Goldberg destroy Ziggler. And I do like Ziggler. I think he's really good. I just don't think WWE utilizes him the way that he could be utilized. But he'll be put on to put Goldberg on, I guess, to maybe have another showdown somewhere along the way at Super Showdown or Crown Jewel, whatever this next one's called. So then Roman Reigns had an exclusive interview. WWE, he's your guy. Of course, I have an interview with you. Nothing exclusive about it. I don't know who it was. We wanted to apologize to Samoa Joe because Samoa Joe was there. And it wasn't him that did it. And I'll get into my thoughts on that later, but that was basically that. But he's on a mission to find out who it was. Then, and I maybe missed something in here. I may miss something. I said I had my notes and I just forgot them. Ember Moon and Natalya fought each other because it was contender versus contender. Kind of a useless match. Good match at first. Natalya seems to be on a tear of anger and just doesn't care because on Raw, as you've watched Peppa's review, she put Becky Lynch in the sharpshooter and she got disqualified because she didn't let go at the 5 and no one ever let her go. And Trish Stratus had to break that up. And then on Smackdown, she put the sharpshooter on Ember Moon outside the ring and they both got counted out in disqualification. So they both lost, but she never let go and Bayley had to come out to rescue her. And all Bayley did was push her off, which I was kind of like, really? I just Bayley to belly her or hit her or something. She just pulls her off. I was like, that's kind of weak. And then she walked away. I guess they weren't trying to feud, but it's like, if you're going to try and save somebody, you hit somebody. But last night, Trish just pushed her off. This night, Bayley's pushed her off. So I guess they stayed consistent at least there. And then Bayley goes to help Ember Moon up. And Ember Moon's like, nah, I'm not playing that game. You just Bayley to belly me last week. But I'm thinking to myself, Ember, you did just put your move on her to then get it back, so you kind of deserved it. But again, not here or there, they kind of pushed away and she just smiled about it and like, huh, okay, whatever. I'm missing something else in between there. Then Shelton Benjamin was up somewhere in this whole thing and he just staring into space, looking around. Actually, this was eyes. And then someone goes, do you want to go for the 24/7 title? And he goes, and then walks away from the screen. So I guess that's something now. Then we had, who am I missing, people? You know? Just drawing a blank here. And we're back. So far I'm on track here. Then Shane comes out to Kevin Owens for the KO show. KO comes out first. He calls Shane out, can come out. Calls him out. Then as the announcer has to go, the best in the world. Kevin Owens grabs the mic and goes, no, we're tired of hearing that. We don't want to hear any of that. They go blow for blow. Kevin Owens says, you know what? People have been saying to him on Twitter, if you're putting your career on line, why isn't Shane McMahon? He goes, I shouldn't do it because Shane's not going to put his career on line because he is WWE. He owns the company, blah, blah, blah. But Shane, when you put your career on line, I'm not stupid like you. I'm not going to do that. You did it. So, okay. Not happening. So then they throw hands and said, oh, let's fight. And they go to fight. And who shows up? Elias from the background. KO punches him, throws him out the ring. Shane kicks Kevin Owens out the ring. They're fighting. He throws Shane over the table, the announce table. Then Elias comes over. He knocks Elias onto the table and stuns Elias. He stands up with his proud arms going, yay, me. And then he gets knocked out from his legs knocked out from Shane. And then Shane just beats him up and then pushes the table on. And they put a chair on his head and brutalize his head. And Kevin Owens looks bad going into this. I pointed out that Shane has not lost a pay-per-view match in a while, and then he did lose the last one, Extreme Rules, to The Undertaker and Roman Reigns, but it was The Undertaker. He wasn't going to beat The Undertaker. I'm pretty sure The Undertaker said, nope, that's not a stipulation of mine. But I don't know, man. It's not looking good for Kevin Owens right now on this loss going home. Then Sami Zayn came out. Sami Zayn came out and was like, excuse me, you know, you're just standing out there in your dark doors, and Aleister Black, you're afraid of me, da-da-da-da-da. And Undertaker-esque, Aleister Black comes around and goes, forget SummerSlam, we're going to have this match now. And just rises up out of the ground. It was dope entrance. It was just dope. But definitely Undertaker-like. I know me and Peppa have talked about it before. He definitely can be the next Undertaker-type person. So really exciting that they're kind of maybe leaning towards that. So he comes down to the ring. Sami Zayn, as I talked about a few episodes ago, in every episode that he's on, listen, he hasn't won in a while. Pretty sure since we talked about that, it's like 6, 7 losses he's had in a row. 5, so he has basically won. He is the guy that just takes the loss. He took the loss. Aleister Black came out on top, which was a beautiful move. So he kicks Sami Zayn, knocks him down with his foot. As Sami Zayn's trying to get up, he lifts Sami Zayn up with his foot, just goes, whoop, and then Black masks him and knocks him to the ground. Fantastic, great. Aleister Black gets the win. Though the point was here, I was really kind of hope to see Aleister Black on the SummerSlam card, but that still may be possible. We still see him on the card, just not in this type of a match. They're in the wrong place. And then it was a promo somewhere in the middle there where Elias was on screen and Chad Gable was working out and he laughed at Chad Gable. So maybe they're bringing Chad Gable back to Smackdown, and they have an Elias Chad Gable thing. It was kind of weird, kind of odd, because you haven't heard from him. Then we jump into the main event, where Big E and Xavier Woods took on Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan just for fun, and they had the upper hand. And then Rowan took the stairs and knocks, I think it was Xavier. Yeah, because Big E was on the ground already. They hit him with the stairs, they get disqualified, they beat them up, blah, blah, blah. Winners are the New Day. Kevin Owens, Eric Rowan jump into the ring. Before I get to this last part, just want to note that, again, for the third week in a row, Vince McMahon, a few hours before the show going live, scrapped the entire promo again. And this was a pretty good one as well. There were some down parts, but for the most part, it was a pretty good SmackDown. But he did it for 3 weeks in a row. Then we jumped to Roman Reigns, clearing everyone out the locker room except for Brian Kendrick? I don't remember. Clears out the locker room, basically. Locker room clears out. Fast forward. And here we are with Roman Reigns and him. Roman Reigns says, "You know who did it. You saw it, but da 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 da. I don't know anything. I didn't know anything. And if I knew anything, I wouldn't tell you. I'm going to ask you one more time. Who tried to kill me?" No. Beats him. Pretty good. Puts him up against the wall. Puts his arm to his throat. You saw it. Who was it? 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 It was Rowan. He goes, "Huh? Was Daniel Bryan there?" "No, I only saw Rowan." And then they go to the center of the ring. Eric Rowan standing strong. Daniel Bryan. They're both just staring. Not at each other, just staring. Daniel Bryan looking down. It's like, and Rowan just going. And that was it. Weird. Odd. All around. Made no sense. So I can only take from this that you're either going to see, one prediction, you're going to see Rowan versus Roman Reigns. You're going to see Rowan and Bryan versus Roman Reigns, or because of Monday night, you're going to see Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe against Bryan and Rowan. That's my prediction for another possible match. Again, they only have 10 matches, so they need 3 more. That's a possible one, along with a couple others. So there is your first possible match. But here's my thing. I still think it's Samoa Joe, and he's playing everybody. I'm putting it out there now. I'm saying this live for everybody to hear. I still think it's Samoa Joe, and he's going to play him, and it's going to turn around and be like, "Ha, it was me the whole time. I just had them being my lackeys, doing what I told them to do." I think that's what's going to end up happening. I could be wrong, again, but I just feel like there's no need, there's no point to this one, and now all of a sudden it's happening, and I don't know where they're going to go with it. Whereas Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe have had this feud, and I'm kind of like, I could see it. As much as I couldn't see Samoa Joe being the backstabbing guy. Excuse me, because, I mean, he's a heel, but, you know, you're at least going to fight the guy face to face, the kind of heel he is. Not really some backstabbing type stuff, but I think that's what we may see there. But that was basically it for your SmackDown review. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, KBcast. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll put in content out basically every day at this point, during the week if we can. From now till probably, well, at least for the rest of this month and next month probably. And for all I know, for the rest of this year, if this works out pretty well and you guys like it, we're going to do, he gets Raw, I take SmackDown. And then with AEW in the middle, we'll just do an AEW review in the middle of the week like we do. So you have a Monday, a Wednesday, a Friday type deal, but probably be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, something along those lines. But again, we're still working the kinks out because, again, we got some other things in the works that we have to take care of right now that we're dealing with and doing. So that takes a little bit of priority because it's a time-sensitive situation. But don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, hit that notification bell, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. I'm Disrespectful, and I am out.